Naraka Bladepoint Open Beta is here, the first of its kind battle royale with over 60 players per match and a PvP arena mode for those who want to jump right into the action. With stunning visuals, an open world to explore, and a handful of mechanics to learn, the question is on everyone's mind, what character do I specialize in? My name is Animatiat and here's the Naraka class guide for characters out so far. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing for future content and don't forget to leave a like. Viper is the first character we find in the game, from her cool aesthetic to her deadly precision. Nicknamed the Crimson Knight and maiden of the Yushan Whisperers, focused around high crowd control and healing debuff to apply pressure on prolonged encounters. Her ability Yushan Enigma is a close range ability that does damage to its targets as well as reduce healing for 15 seconds. On top of that, with its 15-second cooldown, your opponents won't catch a break from this voluptuous vixen. Her ultimate Twilight Crimson calls upon the god of Yin to stun all opponents around her for 5 seconds. She, however, cannot attack or defend while in animation for 5 seconds, but can dodge to keep the chase until the spell is cast.
I am not afraid, for Moonbane's covenant courses through my veins.
From the deserts of Canis land, Temulch is a grey wolf lion that has a variety of defensive capabilities to keep distant ranged foes at a great disadvantage. He is a great support who can take the hits as well as keep the allies protected. His first ability, Zephyr Wisp, summons 3 wisps in a 10-second cooldown that can block 3 non-explosive projectiles, leaving him at an advantage against long-range opponents. But also, by pressing the G button, he can also shoot the projectiles at opponents, dealing damage, leaving them suspended in the air for a few seconds to engage an encounter. His ultimate, Zephyr Prison, creates a field that prevents projectiles from the outside, but also slows opponents entering it, giving a small blast to enemies when the ability is cast on top of them.
Follow your instincts.
Matari, the Solitary Spirit, is a mystery to us all. An assassin-style character with even less backstory known about her, is a master of stealth and evasion. Her ability, Silent Flutter, teleports her to a certain distance and can be cast while in mid-air. Holding down the ability launches her further distances with a 15-second cooldown. Her ultimate, Unseen Wings, not only makes her invisible but also decreases her ability cooldown. Moving around reveals an outer layer of her, but standing still for a few seconds renders her completely invisible. Furthermore, she can still attack while invisible, leaving her at an excellent advantage in mobility and stealth. I advise using the synergy between her ultimate and ability to transfer around the field to use her to her full advantage.
Can you afford my services?
Rocking a surfer guy accent, Tarak Ji is referred to as a loyal drunk from a noble family, boasting his offensive capabilities and chase potential among Naraka characters. His first ability, Inner Fire, sets enemies on fire, dealing damage to them, as well as leaving foes burned, with a cooldown of 15 seconds. Furthermore, enemies burned cannot sprint for the full duration of 8 seconds while burning, but still has access to their dodge ability. His ultimate, Blackout, sets Takara on fire, boosting his agility as well as sprint power. Able to rush opponents, leaving them burned while leaving a trail of fire behind him. Pressing the dodge button gives him a short boost while rushing, while the ultimate lasts as long as his rage meter is still in charge. Pressing the ult ability again ends the ability.
You want a guy who's been in a few bar brawls.
Kurumi is the adorable little flower from Helioth, comes from one of the original 3 main powerful families, the Omnyoji. With playful charm and hopeful spirit, she acts as the first true support in Naraka. Her ability, Ward, casts an umbrella at a location or at an ally, linking them together and providing healing for both of them for 30 seconds, with a 15-second cooldown. Holding down the ability button selects where you wish to place the ability, but leaves her vulnerable for attack. Additionally, she can left-click to teleport to her umbrella position, sending enemies flying, acting as a great defensive option for escaping danger or protecting allies. Her ultimate, Sacred Circle, casts a short ring that removes debuffs and heals all within her circle, rendering her practically immortal until hit out of it.
Warning, I'll question you on everything, but only out of love.
Tianhai, the Wandering Monk, is a crowd favorite amongst the players of Naraka, as an aid to the Flame Emperor in combat across the lands, helping him seize the throne. He is an opponent to be feared, whether with him or against him, with one of the best crowd control abilities in the game with high damage. His ability Divine Bell reflects bullets and cannons while acting as a free counter in the middle of combat, knocking opponents back with a 25-second cooldown. His ultimate Titan Call transforms him into a Justice of Vajra for 40 seconds. Note that his ultimate cannot be used in closed spaces, and needs enough room to cast it. While in this form, right-clicking grabs enemies in close range, while left-clicking pulls them from a further range. Enemies grabbed by his ability can tap the E button to wiggle out of his ability if caught. Pressing the ability button will cause him to stomp on the ground to disable enemies' grappling ability, while pressing it with an opponent in grab will smash them into the ground for large damage and disable their grappling ability. Note that while in this state, a part of his body will glow with a weak spot for enemies to damage him.
I know a few tricks the young ones haven't thought of yet.
Personally, I'll be using Kurumi and Matari for their Get Out of Death Free card as their support and solo playstyle. However, majority of players favor Tianhai, and majority of them can be seen during the game's beta launch. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like as it helps me so much, and subscribe for more content from my channel. Otherwise, this is Anides, and I'll catch you all next time.
Genius recognizes genius.